Hello everyone. So I finally get a chance to start this 78 Dodge Monaco MPC. This kit is still widely available. Looks like a nice 4-door even if it wasn't a police car. So let's open the box and see what's inside. Nicely packaged, individual chrome pieces with wax paper, separate packaged tires, lights, clear glass. Ooh, even the body is encased in plastic. That's very nice. Interior. And the hood. Along with the wheels. It's very nice. Decals, can't see it because it has a protective paper, and instruction sheets. So let me unbag the kit and then we can take a look at the parts. I'm back. The parts are unbagged. So over here we have the hood. What looks like a first aid. Some weapons like a Thompson machine gun, shotgun, some kind of rifle, M16 or AR-15, maybe some kind of CB radio, the microphone. Next up is, I think, the steelies, the wheels. They really look deep. Radiator, firewall, rear axle, battery, engine block, air cleaner, engine parts, valve cover, pulleys, exhaust manifold. Next comes the chrome. I think that's the light bar on top. Bumpers. Is that a chrome shotgun? Wow. Grill, I have to black wash. The headlights. Various looking sirens and spotlights. Those look like some kind of handles. I think that's a revolver handgun. Chromed, all blinged out. Look at that. The camera can focus. There you go. Is that a chrome revolver? Huh. Okay. Interior tub, typical, simple. I'll probably paint it brown or khaki. Steering wheel, kind of sporty. Dashboard, you can see the details. Seat backs. Back of the wheels. These steelies look not as deep as the other ones because I think the other ones are actually an option on the Joker car, and the wheels are like outrageously wide. So I think I like these narrower, more proportioned steelies as opposed to this one, which is deep dish. A little exaggerated. Look how deep that is. Looks like drag tires. The lights for the light bar, I'm not going to take them out. The tail lights. Clear lenses for the windshield and rear window, which I'm not going to take out. The tires, they look in proportion. I don't see a name brand. I will not be removing it from the bag. I don't want to lose it. Metal axle probably for the rear, and the front are probably like independently attached. Typical frame on the bottom. Exhaust is part of the bottom, so I'll have to hand paint it. And of course the car body. Nice mold, 4-door, Monaco body, typical fleet vehicle for police cars, minimal flashing, piece of plastic, the brace that you probably have to remove, nice strong moldings. I see a side. Let the camera focus. Side reflector and side marker over here. Don't really see much as far as nameplates. So that's the body. Let's take a look at the decals. California Highway Patrol license plates. Looks like various decals for the gauges on your dash. Highway Patrol to serve and protect. Keep yourself. Looks like bumper stickers. Okay. And then let's take a quick look at the instruction sheet. The instruction sheet is actually very small. Those weapons, it goes in the rack. First aid slide out tray. Interior. Weapons go in the back seat or behind the front seat. Seems simple enough. Okay, so you know the drill. I'm going to be degreasing it, and then I'll be back hopefully if the weather is nice with some parts painted ready. This is the 78 Dodge Monaco car body. So the police car I want to build, only the top is white and the rest is blue. So I sprayed a gray primer, as you can see on the bottom. You can see it. The base is a gray primer, dark gray primer, and then I sprayed it white. Just the top. Had a little bit of alligatoring, so then I had to wet sand it and spray another coat, so it has 2 coats. There's a slight blemish over here because of the dirt and debris, so I kind of wet sand the debris off. So you can see a little bit of the mark. Okay, so I'm going to mask off the top and then spray the body blue. So I want to show you the stages of my painting. Not much else as far as emblems or logos on this car, so it doesn't look like I'll have much highlighting to do, except for the trim around the windows and things like that. Here's the 78 Dodge Monaco. Sprayed the blue, Oasis blue. Covered the white top, so let me remove the masking and the covering and see if everything looks good. Okay, so the masking and covering is removed. There's a little bit of bleed through because I guess I didn't seal it well enough. I'll just touch it up with some white paint. And I can always decanter some of the spray paint and touch it up later. But anyway, the edges will be a little bit more sharper once I use a Sharpie to do the trim around the windows. But some of it did bleed through, so I'll just touch it up. Overall, not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, I'll be back with the other sub-assemblies. Here are the sub-assemblies. This is the chassis frame with the engine installed, the battery terminal, windshield washer, some kind of condenser or compressor. The interior. I opted to put the teleprompter in the back with the first aid kit, so therefore it looks more like a command vehicle because it can't be used to arrest and transport prisoners. There's the Thompson machine gun, looks like an M1, and then an M16 on the top. Quite a bit of weapons there, and a shotgun on the dash. Lock to the dash. The interior, I just grayed out the instrument panels. I didn't really quite highlight them like I usually do. Large CB radio antenna, CB antenna unit in the middle console, I guess. So pretty basic, flat black, with auxiliary brake lights. So that's gonna go right on top of here. The light bar that goes on top, the push bar, firewall, did the brake master cylinder in silver. What else? So then these are the tires. They're still in the bag. I highlighted everything that was in the chrome, like the rear bumper, installed the lights, turn signals in the front, the grille, black washed it. And one other thing, the hood and the wheels, here they are. Hood came out pretty good. And of course the body I touched up from my last video, wherever there was some bleed through the masking tape. So everything's sharp, ready to go. So I'll be back when everything's assembled. Almost forgot to point out that there are some spare parts which will not be used, like the extra lights that go in the bar. They give you 2 red and 2 blue. I opted for 1 red and 1 blue, so you'll have extras of each. That's just a clear glass that will go on later. And then here are the extra parts that probably belong to the Joker goon car. I think this is like a front push bar. This is the deep wheel dish for the fatter tires. And then for this kit, you could put in this extra radar gun, but it goes in the rear window, but I opted not to. An extra, I guess, speaker for a microphone or something. And then I had to cut a piece of the exhaust manifold, so that's what that silver piece is. But there are some spare parts. Here is this 1978 Dodge Monaco completed. I wanted to show it to you if you wanted to leave it as a 4-door without the police decals and the lights. This is what it would look like. So wanted to videotape it before I put on decals and police it up with all the lights and sirens. So looks like any other type of fleet vehicle that was widely used back in 1978. Spotlights, push bar, antenna in the back. Of course, you can see the weapons. Dead giveaway. Auxiliary lights in the back. So just want to show that to you if you have wanted to make, say, an unmarked police car or a detective's car with some kind of special vehicle without the decals. But of course I will be putting on the decals and lights, so I wanted to show that to you before I did that. Here is the finish model. I think it came out pretty decent. This white stripe, I actually only had enough to cover the front fender and the rear quarter panel. So the doors I had to mask off and paint it white myself. As far as any issues, the chassis sits or glued to the interior, which is these 2 points, so they do kind of rock back and forth a little bit because it's not attached on the 2 ends. And also the wire, the metal wire that holds the 2 rear wheels, it's extremely long, so I had to cut it a little bit to make it fit in the wheel well. And also one side was loose, which I know AMT makes them nice and tight when you press fit them, but why it was loose when you initially put them in, I don't know why, because usually they get loose if you constantly remove and install the wheels. It's a good copy of the NYPD police car around that era in the late 70s, 1980s, and early 90s. I am missing the division or the precinct on the rear door. I have the numbers, but I do not have the letters, PCT, so I don't feel like going out and buying another decal sheet for letters. Numbers do match, plate with the car number 1272, auxiliary lights in the back. The light bar may not be that accurate because around that time they also had lights and sirens separately mounted, not this aerodynamic one encased light bar. Gigantic push bars that the CHP uses, I guess, to push disabled vehicles off to the side of the road, which I just used because it was whatever came in the box. The bottom is very simple. It's just the rear axle and a single exhaust. Engine compartment. The interior. The back seat that can't be used because the teleprompter and the first aid kit is there. I use the short antenna, not the long one that's mounted on the rear fender, because I usually put them in a case and I didn't want the antenna to be too tall, because then I wouldn't be able to put the lid on the case. Wheels do move. Pretty decent model, just old tooling. So I just think it's a little on the costly side at $27 to $28, especially compared to Ravello Monogram that is able to bring out a more modern tooling kit such as Starsky and Hutch and Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am at like $21, $22. This one's close to $30. But I am grateful that Round 2 is able to bring back older kits like Lindbergh, AMT, MPC. My preference growing up has always been Monogram first over Revell. I think they had greater selections such as airplanes, or I like their selection of airplanes and cars, and they were priced pretty reasonably. Then AMT because of their classic muscle cars and their truck models. And then MPC because MPC does have unique models such as American Graffiti. And then, of course, Tamiya, which is very high quality, but a little pricey for me. I do have a lot of Tamiya tank kits. Someday, I'll do a quick review on that, or revisit. So, pretty decent model to buy if you want a Dodge Monaco. Not too many companies make it. I think there's one other company, Yodel, I saw, that has it. But so you can buy it, build it as an unmarked, just as a family four-door sedan, or just get your hands on some decals, either aftermarket, that fits the city or state that you want to build it. So I'll leave stills at the end. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.